I'm going to make the claim that good length does not exist for spinners. And if you understand that claim and bat correctly, you can destroy a spin just like Dube and Klaasen. So how is it possible that good length doesn't exist? Well, you know what good length is. It's between a full and a short ball. That's only for fast bowlers. Against spinners, the ball doesn't bounce as much. So it actually becomes more of a choice of do you want to play it before it spins or after. And here's what I mean. If this is where the ball's bouncing, let's say you know nothing about it. You just know it bounced here. After that, it could go anywhere in this cone. If this is your bat, it's this wide. If you put it right here, you can see there's actually quite a bit of space where the ball could go around the bat or edge it. But as you get closer, what you'll see is you cover every possibility. And if you can get it before the ball bounces, that's even better. You know for sure you're middling it. And then on the other hand, as time passes, you actually see that after the ball has bounced where it's going. So if you all the way back here, you can actually play it as well because you know exactly how much it has spun, which is even better. So what you learn is you want to go fully forward or fully back. You don't want to play it in the middle. This area right here in the middle is the worst place to play it because you aren't close enough to cover the spin and you don't have enough time to react and see where it's going. First off, if you want to cut this cone in half, if you read the ball from the hand, you know which way it's going to spin. And regardless of how the pitch is, it's either going to be straight or go this way. So you've cut half of it out. You want to stand a little wider and crouch a little bit more compared to when batting against a fast bowler. Because what that does is that'll allow you to move faster and move further. Against a fast bowler, you usually defend by just moving your head and your hands. Your feet move, but not as much, right? But against a spinner, you really want to lunge forward because that allows your head and hands to go even further and then get closer to the ball. So if you do these two things, you already increase your range of full and short by a little bit. Another thing you want to do is you want to have a slightly higher back lift because the ball is being bowled slower. Because it's being bowled slower, you get to move further, but you also need to generate your own power. Now, one benefit that taller people have, and this is, I think, the key to Dube's success. He's so tall and he moves so much that this length actually goes even further, which is why I've drawn it a little bit more. The short ball will rise a little bit higher, so it becomes a little bit easier. Now we move on to the most important shots. One of the main things you need to realize, it's not the height with spinners, it's actually the time, right? One thing that Klaasen does very well, and why his pull is so destructive compared to other batsmen, is he realizes it doesn't have to be a fully flat batted shot. Second, you have enough time to see which way it's spinning. You can actually play the pull with a straightish bat and then power through it. You watch him play this shot and you'll see this. That is the first shot that you want to master. In fact, against spinners, if you get a short ball, do not defend. Unless it's like a 35 over game or more. If it's a T20, hit it for 6. Another important shot is the cut. Now, and that is mainly for leg spinners though. The reason this is because if you get very good at moving back, right? What happens is a ball that is good length initially, if you go far enough back and it's not on the stumps, right? It's a leg spinner. You give the ball time to move away from you, it creates width and height for you to play the cut. This is the second shot that's very important. And again, back to the mental game. If you hit a spinner's good balls for 4, where are they going to bowl? They're going to be lost. And that is when they'll give you bad balls themselves. After that, you won't even have to do anything extra. In fact, they'll just probably give you a fuller one. And be like, oh, he played that off the back foot, let me bowl fuller. And in that case, you just go as far forward as you can and that becomes easy to play. Now, the last shot that you want to master is actually stepping out. For stepping out, it's a couple things. First off, you want to step out very fast. You want to practice moving fast and being quick on your feet because that allows you to step out after the bowler has thrown the ball. And if you know the ball is full, you're hitting it for sure. You're not missing that. They say you want to be stumped by 2 feet. Use that confidence. You're not going to miss the ball if you step out after he's bowled it. And you're fast enough. So that is one of the keys. And the second most important thing, Klaasen and Dube are very destructive. But one guy who plays spin very well, Pujara, he has taught me something very important. Just because you step out does not mean you have to hit it for 6. You can step out and defend it. You can step out and take a single down to long on, right? So if you do those two things where you step out fast, and then in the cases where you do premeditate it, you're ready to not hit it for 6. You can defend it. That'll extend your range completely. You see this length? I'm a tall guy. I can step out like probably a meter and a half. And what that does is that shifts which deliveries are full even further. This changes the equation completely. And then once you combine stepping out, your technical differences, and then the short ball, reacting faster, if you can play that hybrid pull, where's the bowler going to bowl? You tell me. There is no good length anymore. He bowls a ball here, you can play it both of the front foot and back foot. You can play it anywhere. And then this is where the mental game comes in. So for the last part of this video, the most important part against spinners is the mental game. If you step out early in the over, right, the bowler's going to be like, okay, he can do this. Where should I bowl? And in doing that, he might give you a short ball, or he might over pitch. He might try and bowl faster. He might try something new. And when he tries something new, he's going to fail. They come under pressure. A couple very small factors you need to look at. Ground dimensions. If the boundary is bigger on one side, perhaps wait till you're on the other side, or perhaps favor the other side. And then 2, wind. Wind is such a big factor, both in tennis ball and leather ball cricket. Can't tell you the amount of times wind has stopped me from hitting a 6 or taken the ball across the boundary when I thought I'd miss it. So keep these 2 things in mind. And then as a final note, the key to destroying spin is to use your feet and win the mental game.